Okay, this is like my fourth or fifth time trying to record this video because I get too hot and then I get really irritated, and I'm one of those women who likes to be cool all the time, not cold, not hot, but like cool. So like even in the winter, my drink is like an iced coffee. I'm a little ridiculous, I know, but and then I have to do the setup and I want to look good when I talk and I want to, anyway. Hi besties, welcome back to my channel. I'm Aphrodite and this is Aphrodite's house, and today I'm going to be doing a moldavite update. The moldavite series seems to be doing really good, so I want to keep up with that and keep honoring that series and just keep updating everyone, keep updating you guys. So here's my update. Because I work with moldavite and I work with Thoth too, who has told me that he is my father. If you know anything about spirituality, you know that you usually have a mother and a father deity who sit over you and who help guide you depending on your path in life. I create content, I write, I inspire, I try to teach. So Thoth, it's natural to me and it makes logical sense, and I do a lot of spiritual work for people, so readings, candle work, energy work, and Thoth is thought to be the creator of magic. I call him the creator of magic. You're never going to get me to disagree. The latest thing that I've kind of had to hurdle over and work through are my issues with my father, believe it or not. So I was adopted by my uncle, so my mother's brother, after she passed away when I was really young. And he's got two beautiful children of his own who are my sisters, who I love very dearly. But when you're adopted and one or both parents, biological, lived a particular lifestyle, I've noticed that the newer parent is quick to kind of keep you in this bubble or in this particular space, because the goal is to not get you to end up like your mother or your father, walk down the wrong path and really just potentially cause more harm than good. And I think he was always trying to protect me and get me to understand this, but I think as a child, I just wanted to be like my sisters. I wanted to do the same things they did. I didn't look the same. I wasn't, the same. They're of a beautiful, darker complexion. And while my mom was of a darker complexion than me, even just being a black woman, I still came out light bright. So genetics is one hell of a thing. But I will say that in just looking different and feeling different and then kind of having to do things different, I always felt very isolated. I never really felt like my dad loved me. And so the moldavite kind of forced me to confront some of these things and how those feelings of abandonment have caused me to react to particular things, and how I'm quick to jump to conclusions, or how I can be very quick to go to the world's falling apart, no one loves me, no one cares about me, or just a bunch of things. So moldavite's definitely forced me to take a hard look at myself once again, and how I've allowed what I perceive to be trauma to affect my relationships, my parenting style. I have a son. I have one son, and I love him to death. And so I think Thoth was doing the right thing, because it's important for me to heal these wounds now so that I don't pass them on to my child. It's difficult when you are the spiritual generational curse breaker in your own family, while simultaneously trying not to pass along a new curse to your child. So it's a lot, but I'm definitely content. I mean, the moldavite's clearly doing its job, and I love it for that, and I love that for me, and I love that for everyone who is getting the moldavite now and working with it, because you'll start to notice some of the same things that I noticed, which is very smooth, fast changes, almost like overnight, that you won't really recognize until the big stuff falls. And then you're like, wait a minute, but 2 weeks ago, this tiny little thing, and then this and this, and it all adds up and it all makes sense. I love that. But trauma is so big now, especially at the end of the year, because it's baggage and things like that that we can't take with us into the new year. And I'm tearing up because I'm very emotional, because I just feel like had I learned these lessons sooner, there would have been a lot more doors open for me spiritually, right? Because there's a lot of stuff I can't touch, there's a lot of things I can't get into, or I couldn't previously because of all of my trauma. And when you put your trauma into your work, or when you put your trauma, into work for someone else, then it just causes chaos. And I think a lot of spiritualists can agree. Comment down below if you've ever experienced this while you were going through one of your own kind of little healing moments, or big healing moments, because nothing we do over here is little. When you start to really process things, and then someone comes to you for help on something kind of similar, you're very quick to be like, well, my experience was this, that, and the other thing. And you manage to put your energy from your trauma and your things into that working, into that kind of bubble. And it's like, that's great that you're healing. That's not why we're here. I need you to do this work for me. I need you to help me process this. And I need you to do it in a way where, yes, you have empathy, and yes, you have the ability to literally feel what I feel and understand what I understand, but remove yourself from the situation. Remove your trauma from the situation. Otherwise, are you healing me, or are you healing you? So this was kind of the lesson that I've been learning. But this is also kind of why, like in the beginning, when I was doing any type of workings for things like money or opening roads or things like that, bringing in general prosperity, working on oils and hand soaps and things like that, I always did workings for things that I knew would be beneficial to the people around me who I loved, who were also working through their traumas, and myself as well, because I knew that if I accidentally was like, man, remember that time I really went through this, and I really don't want anyone else to go through this, then I knew that it was going to be beneficial, because I wasn't making it a me thing completely, but that was the source, that was the drive, that was where the inspiration, the fuel, the fire really came from to help people. So yeah, it would be like, man, when I was like 18 or 19, it was so long ago. I'm in my late 20s now, but it was 18 or 19. I was homeless, and I had like no money. I was trying to figure out how to pay for college. I couldn't do anything. I never want one of my friends to experience that. I'll make a money oil, give it to my friends. Try this before, I sell it, before I redistribute it. Let me know what happens. Boom, boom, boom. Money flying out the ass. Money flying out the ass. Why? Because we do things big over here. Prosperity. We are never going back to homelessness. We worked hard. We worked hard to get where we are. The homeless story is a whole nother story. That's not a moldavite story. Moldavite hasn't fully brought that full circle yet, so we'll get there when we get there. But I definitely 100% am just right back to, if you feel like moldavite is what you need, if you really feel drawn to it, and you've been watching this series and you've been keeping up with this series, get the moldavite. Please get the moldavite. Just do it. You will not regret it. I've loved every second of it. I've loved every door that it's opened up for me. I've been so incredibly grateful for every door it has closed in my face. I'm not even kidding. The amount of things that I didn't realize that I didn't need is crazy, because people who I clung to, people who I really depended on emotionally for, just support, or my growth or things like that, we don't talk anymore. And I am stress-free. I am living stress-free. 90% of the time, I'm still an adult and a mother. And navigating dating and living and spirituality with having a child, which is something else. So I still get stressed, I still get overwhelmed, I still get very confused, but I'm happy to be here. I'm happy for the growth I've experienced. I'm happy for the opportunity to get the chance to grow, to see this growth through. Tapping more into my abilities has made me hyper aware, which is probably why working with moldavite was so easy for me. I even went to therapy one time, and my therapist was like, wow, you're really hyper aware. Like, you say you're experiencing anxiety from this, but you can pinpoint that all the way back to the root. Did you know, like, not a lot of people can? And I'm like, yeah, I know, because if I can't do it for myself, how am I expected to do it for other people, to help heal other people, you know? And that was kind of one of those big eye-openers for me. I've learned that even though I get really anxious, and anxiety can sometimes turn into depression if I'm not careful, I'm really good at pinpointing the start of things and how they've made me feel and how I acted or reacted to a situation, how I could have not done that, and the multiple outcomes that could have come from that. But then again, I'm an oracle, so pinpointing things and seeing several possible outcomes to one particular situation is kind of my job. So it's just funny when it applies to my everyday life. But yeah, this was my moldavite update. So I hope this was helpful to whoever's considering working with moldavite. I would highly encourage you to do it. Like I said, I'm happy. I think, again, people want to say, oh, it's going to ruin your life. It's going to ruin your life. I think moldavite ruins your life if you let it. Meaning, if stuff's meant to fall and you're just not allowing it to fall. If stuff's not meant to be and you're still trying to force it, then it feels like your life is falling apart because this facade that you've built up for yourself is trying to go and you're not allowing it to go. So the best advice I could give you is allow it to go, please. It's not benefiting you. It wasn't benefiting me. So besties, whether you consider me a bestie, your spiritual auntie, your mama, whatever, I'm here for you. If you want to talk through it, if you want to figure out some things, I'm here for you. In the comment section, you can talk about your moldavite experience, how it's going with you if you've purchased it already, and what doors are opening for you and what's closing for you. If you like my energy and you want to book a reading, readings for January are open, so my email's in the description box below. If you like me and you like my content in general, and you would prefer to tip me, my PayPal and my Cash App are also in the bio, just because mom, working, also making content. Any tips are appreciated. It allows me to buy more funky crystals like this jade piece here, work with them, post about things, and really just keep you educated and informed. And yeah, so that's what I've got on this video. I hope it was informative. I hope it was interesting, and I hope you have a great rest of your day and or evening, depending on where you are. All right, bye. See you in the next one.